As I was standing there, I think a student was coming. Peripherally, I see a white dashing shirt coming up the stairs.
That parent walking up the stairs is Baraboo's Matthew Eddy. At first, Dr. Briggs says he thought the man was a photographer taking pictures of a graduate. His confusion, though, quickly turned to panic.
But then he said, "You're not going to touch my effing daughter." And at that moment, I'm like, oh, crap.
In an interview moments later, Eddy tells officers he pushed Dr. Briggs to stop him from shaking his daughter's hand at her graduation. He says it's because he doesn't like him, and he's mad about how Dr. Briggs handled a disciplinary issue.
It just comes down to my daughter. And I'm not cool with him. I'm not cool with him shaking my daughter's hand after treating her the way he did.
I've seen the audio and video of his interview and investigation with the police. It still doesn't make sense to me. In that moment, I had no idea who he was. I can tell you I've never had a conversation with Mr. Eddy. There was an encounter 2 years ago that didn't result in any type of back and forth dialogue or anything like that with Matthew Eddy relating to his daughter.
Instead of associating Eddy with a particular graduate, Dr. Briggs said all he could think about was his safety and the safety of others.
Does he have a weapon? Does he have a knife, a gun, or some other object that could cause me harm in this moment? So there was that fear of, like, what's about to happen.
Since graduation night, there have been local and national outcries that Eddy pushed Dr. Briggs because he's black. Dr. Briggs says that's still a question that needs to be answered.
Matthew Eddy is the only person that could really tell us all. Was this really racially motivated? Was his anger motivated? But ultimately, he's the only person that can tell us.
Do you have any questions for him?
Why in that moment? Why, disrupt, this graduation of 250 kids at the pinnacle point in their lives? What would you do to fix this? How are you going to restore this particular moment, not only for me, not only for those students, your daughter? I mean, you think about those 3,000 people that was in the arena that night, and the issues and hurt that it's also cost the community.
I've reached out to Matthew Eddy for comment twice now. It's been a week and I haven't yet heard back. He now faces a misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct. Dr. Briggs has also filed a restraining order against him.